Today, we're looking at the dramatic daily lives of barn owls and lazy falcons. If you think waking up for work is hard, try being a barn owl when the sun comes up. It's a total disaster. For a barn owl, the morning routine isn't about coffee. It's about finding the darkest corner to hide in. They look at the sunrise like it's a personal insult. They puff up their feathers and start the judge stare. Their morning routine is basically a reverse vampire movie. They find a hole, tuck their head, and pass out. They stay like that for 12 hours, looking like a grumpy toasted marshmallow until the sun finally goes away. But when night falls, that is when the heart-shaped assassin activates its high-speed hunting mode. The night routine starts with a massive stretch, a few beak clicks, and a very serious feather cleaning. They don't fly like normal birds, they fly like ghosts. If you hear them, it's because they wanted to be heard. Now, let's talk about the world's surest and laziest falcons. Yes, some falcons are basically professional couch potatoes. We usually see falcons as high-speed jet fighters, but some of them have decided that flying is just too much work. The shy falcon will look at a lure and then look at you like, "Can't you just bring the meat over here?" They prefer to sit on a perch and look majestic rather than actually doing the whole apex predator thing. And then there are the night falcons, the owls that act like falcons, but only when everyone else is asleep. Training these lazy experts requires more than meat. It requires a serious amount of psychological bonding. So, how do we make these birds actually like us? Bonding with a raptor is a very slow and patient game. The first rule: you are not the boss, you are the business partner, and the business is delicious meat. To get close, you need to practice manning. This means spending hours just sitting quietly with your bird. Take them with you everywhere. If you're watching a movie, the bird stays on the glove. If you're reading, the bird stays. The goal is for the bird to realize that your presence means safety, food, and zero drama. That's the dream. Feeding is your best training tool. Never just drop food in a bowl like you're feeding a lazy house cat. Every piece of meat must come from your hand or the glove. This builds the hand equals happiness connection. When they see the glove, they should think 5-star restaurant, not, "Oh no, it's that guy again." For barn owls, training is best at dusk. Their eyes are sensitive, so don't use bright, white flashlights. Use a soft, warm light, and keep your movements very slow. If you sneeze too loud, the lesson is over. Owls have long memories. If you scare them once, you'll be apologizing for it for at least a week. Now, let's talk about the menu. A raptor's diet is not a joke. It's a very strict biological requirement. In the wild, they eat the whole animal, bones, fur, organs, and all. You must replicate this in captivity. Whole mice, day-old chicks, and quail are the gold standard. Beef or chicken from the store is not enough. They need the calcium from bones and the roughage from fur to produce pellets. It's nature's way of cleaning. Maintenance and grooming are also vital. You have to keep an eye on their talons and their beaks. If a falcon's beak grows too long, it can't eat properly. We call the trimming process coping. And feathers? Feathers are their life support system. One broken wing feather can ruin their flight balance. Provide a clean water bath every day. Owls love to splash, but only when they think no one is looking. As for those shy falcons, give them a high perch. Height equals security for a nervous bird. If they feel safe and high up, they are much more likely to come down to your glove when you call. Weight management is the most technical part of the job. You need a digital scale that measures in grams. If a bird is too fat, it won't listen. If it's too thin, it's dangerous for its health. You have to find the sweet spot. The sweet spot is when the bird is healthy and strong, but motivated enough to fly to you for a snack. Always talk to your bird softly. They might not understand the words, but they definitely understand the tone. A calm, consistent voice helps a shy falcon realize that you aren't a predator trying to eat it. Never use punishment. Raptors don't understand no. They only understand yes and "I'm leaving now." If they do something you don't like, just ignore it. If they do something good, reward it instantly with meat. This positive reinforcement is the only way to build a real bond with a creature that can fly away at any time. People think owls are wise, but honestly, they are just very, very focused on two things: sleeping and eating. Training them is about working with those two instincts. Make the training fun and make the food worth it. Keep your training sessions short. 10 minutes of high-quality focus is better than an hour of a bored bird. When the bird starts looking around or preening its feathers, that means the class is over for the day. Always end on a good note. Give them a final jackpot of food when they perform a perfect recall. For night falcons, remember that they are built for silence. Their training should reflect that peacefulness. No loud music, no screaming children, and no sudden movements. Be the calmest version of yourself. As they get more comfortable, you can slowly introduce more distractions, but never rush the process. A bird that is rushed is a bird that will eventually bait or try to fly away in a panic. Check their feet every day. Bumblefoot is a serious infection that can happen if their perches are dirty. Keep the mews clean. A happy raptor is a clean raptor. Scrub those perches like your bird's life depends on it. In the end, this hobby, or lifestyle, is all about observation. You need to learn their body language. If their feathers are flat against their body, they are scared. If they are slightly puffed up, they are relaxed. If they are bobbing their head up and down, they are measuring the distance to your glove. Get ready. The more you watch them, the more you realize that every owl and falcon has a very distinct personality. Some are brave and adventurous. Others are shyer than a kid on their first day of school. Accept your bird for who they are. If you have a lazy falcon, enjoy the slow-paced training sessions. If you have a high-energy barn owl, enjoy the silent, ghostly flights in the moonlight. It's a partnership that requires mutual respect. You provide the safety, they provide the magic. And if they look at you with that, "I might eat you if you were smaller" stare, don't take it personally. That's just how raptors show affection. Or at least, that's what we tell ourselves to feel better. Make sure they have access to sunlight during the day, even the owls. It helps with vitamin D production. Just ensure they always have a shady spot to move to if they get too warm. Choice is key. When feeding, vary the diet occasionally. A mix of quail and mice is much better than just one type. Freshness is everything. If the meat has been sitting in the sun for an hour, throw it away. A sick bird is very difficult to treat, so prevention through cleanliness is your best strategy. As you get more experienced, you'll find that the laziness often disappears once the trust is built. The bird isn't being lazy, it's being careful. Once it knows you are safe, it will show its true skills. So, keep practicing, keep your gloves ready, and keep your meat fresh. Every day is a new opportunity to learn from these incredible, slightly grumpy, feathered predators. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of owls and falcons. It's a wild ride. Keep training, keep observing, and as always, keep flying high with your birds. See you in the next one for more raptor tips and bird drama. Goodbye for now.